I'm a dad of 3. I'm an environmental scientist. I'm a husband. I'm a neighborhood developer. Housing is one of the most complicated topics that you can possibly fathom. Americans are spending about 56% or so on housing and housing-related expenses. So housing is intimately important to us.
Affordable housing in its truest definition is housing that does not exceed 30% of one's income. In Rockford, we find many folks actually are what's called housing burdened, meaning more than 50% of their income is going to the cost of that housing unit. And when you have folks who are living in that type of situation, oftentimes it's an unstable situation. And so affordable housing, when we can bring that down to the cost of 30% of one's income, provides stability not only for families, but for neighborhoods and for our community.
Housing has been, in the past, dominated by a charitable mentality. The difficulty with that is that if I see that you need a turkey, then I get you a turkey. And then tomorrow you need a turkey again, so I have to get you another turkey. But there aren't enough turkeys. We can't keep doing this. It's not a sustainable plan. When there's a crisis, we need to respond charitably. But if there's a chronic issue, that's where development is required. When we started providing housing, I think we were thinking of it as a charity. I don't think that we had a full understanding of the social implications of sustainable housing.
We can't take housing out of the larger picture of economic and racial justice. So as we think about what would it be to help folks who are currently in public housing, the tools that we will use are also the tools that folks who are not currently in public housing might need to do that.
Housing is an absolute staple in life. I don't think we realize what happens when the housing is not stable. Children who are in stable housing will perform at twice the academic level as students who are not in stable housing. And these are the kids, who are moving from apartment to apartment. But that kind of instability is absolutely detrimental to a child's educational experience.
We need folks to finish school. The academy model that's happening in the high schools is helping people see how that can really make a difference in their lives and connecting them with employers and other resources. But that is also on us. Are we providing the kind of support? Are folks getting the kind of nutrition that they need in their early childhood and through their years so their brains can grow enough to learn what they need to know? Are we providing quality transportation? Are there mentors, support, after-school tutoring? All of these supports that need to happen. If we say to people, you just do it and we won't help you, that's not going to work.
Let's holistically not just think about the rooftops, but think about the jobs, the education, the health. Let's think of every piece that touches a person. And when you put people, housing, and neighborhoods together, then you're putting safety, jobs, education, all of that.
We took some of our residents from the grand apartments and we took them to a farm to fish. And I asked if anybody, before we got into lunch, if anybody wanted to take a walk around the lake. One guy was the only taker, and I said to him, how do you like your place at the Grand Apartments? And he said, I love it. And one of the things that I love about it is that I eat better. I have a refrigerator now, and I have a place where I can keep my food, and nobody steals my stuff. I have some medications that are refrigeration. I can keep those in the refrigerator, and I can take them on a regular basis. Doesn't matter where you live. You may or may not live in a neighborhood. One of my friends lives in a very nice part of Rockford and was shocked when the ambulance came to pick up his next-door neighbor who had committed suicide. Housing does not a neighborhood make, because neighborhoods imply the social relationships. So here's a human in a very nice, stable part of town who was so distressed and so isolated and unconnected that suicide was that person's choice. If you're not in stable housing, your health is really at risk.